cowardly Newcastle come down to the Emirates and with the help of VAR and the referee Andy Madley get a 0-0 draw at the carpet. Arsenal go 8 points clear, but we were going to get into all of the nonsense, and there was plenty. Good evening, my peoples, and welcome back to the Counterattack. I hope you and yours are doing very, very well. Happy New Year to everyone. And Arsenal ringing the new year with a home match against Newcastle, first against third. And I looked at the lineup this afternoon, and it's the same old suspects, my people. Zinchenko at left back, Eddie Nketiah up top. You know where everyone else is. And I didn't really know what to say about this game. As the paranoia set in, I thought to myself, a draw. I would be happy with a draw. But honestly, I wanted all 3 points tonight. The match started in typical Mikel Arteta's Arsenal way. A massively energetic start. Odegaard, Saka, and Xhaka all spurning chances. We had a really good start. That first 5 or 10 minutes, we were all over them. We should have gotten something out of that, and I was a little bit afraid early on that would come back to haunt us. Newcastle, though, they're a well-drilled side, and they weathered that first 10 minutes, weathered our energetic start. It was still 0-0 after 10 minutes. They weren't sitting too deep, not too deep, sort of like a mid-block, really squeezing to the game in that sort of like middle third of the pitch, not just blocking off everything in between the lines. They're a well-drilled side. Eddie Howe, he has to take some plaudits here because we had to jump out to a quick start, and we didn't. After our quick start and Newcastle subsequently weathering it, the last 15 minutes of that first half was it was ridiculous. You could tell that Newcastle were getting a lot more physical. They were not trying to sit off and play anymore. They were snapping into the tackles whether they were late or not. And frankly, Andy Madley, the referee, he let himself down today because his decision-making and in the second part of that first half was so erratic, just totally inconsistent. On one hand, Joelinton, he pulls back our player, no card whatsoever. Our player does the exact same thing, not even 5 minutes later, and a card, just all over the place, and he lost control of the match. You could see what Newcastle were trying to do. It's the same old tactic of rotational fouling that Stoke City started all those years ago. They were doing the same thing and conning the referee into sort of not giving cards. He has to be smarter than that. These referees have to see what these teams are doing with their rotational fouling. It is ridiculous how they try to slow the game down. Of course they're allowed to do it, but the referee, he has to be a man and grab a hold of the game. Come on now. We all knew what kind of game this was going to be after we saw the end of that first half and how Andy Madley was going to referee it. Second half, we start off with another excellent, energetic start to a half, but it bears no fruit, my people. None at all. In the final third, our forwards, they just didn't have it, especially Odegaard today. I felt in front of net today, he was just a little bit off, and it's where I think we fell short today. If we thought Andy Madley and the VAR was bad in that first half, oh my goodness. In the second half, they put in an absolute stinker. Absolutely disgusting. The first incident we have to talk about is probably the most blatant one. I believe it's a free kick that's coming in, and I think it's Dan Burn has Gabriel's shirt in his right hand. He's twisting his shirt off. Gabriel goes down. The referee says nothing, and VAR is completely blind. What a disgrace. Every single time that Newcastle had a chance to go down as that second half went on, they went down. The time wasting, the unsportsmanlike conduct by Newcastle. You would think that this was a championship side, not the third place team in the Premier League. Cowardly behavior from them, but oh boy. If I thought the bullshit stopped at the Gabriel foul, here it comes again. As Arsenal ramp up the pressure as the second half ticks on, Xhaka's cross, it definitely, absolutely hits Murphy's arm as he's going down. It's in an unnatural position, his right arm. You can't really see it too well in the original replay, but I think it might be actually his left arm that comes up. He tries to sort of like block his body. It's outside of the normal silhouette. It hits his arm. It's a blatant handball. It's the same handball that happened against Argentina in the World Cup final. France got a penalty kick, but this referee, he was completely off it today. And the VAR, Just completely blind. Ridiculous. Well, my people, at the end of the day, Newcastle's cowardly tactics worked. You really hate to see teams that come out and play like this rewarded at the end of the day. And Newcastle got what they came for, a draw. Zinchenko, I think, was the man of the match today in a match where it was very, very hard to get to work the ball in between the lines to sort of shake up that Newcastle mid block and low block as the match went on. Zinchenko, he did it multiple times when Odegaard, I think he struggled a little bit with it. Xhaka played okay, but Zinchenko today, totally the man of the match. I thought if a goal was going to come, it was going to come through him. Thank you for sticking with me, my people. Please slap that love button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.